certainly add another stone to the pile.
Yeah, your main goal basically is to not leave a triple and to not leave a pocket for Skrlik to get out of this end. Right now, you look pretty good at scoring 2 points, and if you can make this make this tap and roll, it makes it a lot harder for Skrlik to steal. Anyways.
So now this is debut.
Grew up playing against Lindsay as she's from Ontario and obviously a great curler. Went to junior nationals at a young age. I think she was 15 or 16. I can't exactly remember, but been playing at the top level for a couple of years now. And not just come up late. I think they wanted to tap and roll.
So they're looking to take this double on here.
Yeah, in the first end this morning, sorry to cut you off, but it was the center line was quite curly and caught teams off guard and gave a pretty easy 2 points to Team Kleider, and that one over curling the double as well.
They did alertly move to a plan B and make it over curl even a little bit further to leave themselves in a half decent spot.
It's getting a little scary if they make this double. All of a sudden there'll be 5 reds in the house and only one pretty lonely yellow. Discuss a lot about tolerance. Missing the if you can hit and roll under your other red is absolutely the right tolerance to have here.
And they make that double. And there is those 5 reds and that very lonely yellow.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation for Skrlik, for Kayla. There's not there's no triple, and you can make what she's calling is the shot. You can make the double and roll on top of the other red. You can certainly make it harder for Team MacMillan to score more than 2.
So here's Fleming. On this one, right off the jump.
I'd like to mention another Ontario native. You know, all of our good Ontario curlers leave us, but just over curled for her.
It did just a touch.
Kayla Skrlik's going to need to make 2 quite good shots to only give up 2. If this
definitely not a situation you want to be in early in the game.
It's the risk of playing with rocks and play early. You know, obviously there's a couple of missed tolerances on the Skrlik side of things to get in this situation.
Now, I think if you nose this one, there's a good chance you get 3 going. The question is, does that one of the 4-foot jam onto the yellow in the 8-foot?
No, I don't think it does. It'd be pretty unlucky if it missed the top red one. They should be looking at. There's also almost a nose triple.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. But they're not. They're playing the hit and roll. Pretty aggressive in the first end. I don't hate it. It
Well,
is.
if you can get underneath that stagger, it's not a bad shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on Curling Zone on whatever platform you're watching. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Here's Kayla Skrlik with her first. Trying to bring this one over a touch. I like the line now. Gonna get the hit. Will you get the roll under? Roll it under. Now stop right about there. And that's a one heck of a result.
Yeah, that's a clutch shot. It's the first end, but game-saving shot, really. Not out of the woods yet, but like I said, they needed to make two, but just a great team shot. Kayla's going to need to try to access that yellow, so she needs to make some sort of double split. She wants to give herself two options to get to that yellow for her last rod.
So what do you say? Maybe come down with like back line weight on the nose and push him open a little bit, or?
Yeah, back line. Back line's probably the best weight. You can get away with hack without eliminating your reds, but it's not awesome. And just give yourself two different options to get to that yellow, or at least put pressure on Skrlik to make her hit and stick with more pressure. Still a good opportunity for MacMillan.
So here's Kayla MacMillan, curling out of Victoria, BC.
Yeah, as I said, she was vicing last year for Clancy Grandy. Took on this skip role, and I believe she did skip a little bit in juniors as well. So she's not a stranger to high pressure situations, and they've had a pretty good season so far this year. Trying to get back to the Grand Slam events is their goal, obviously, as most Tier 2 teams are.
This one is moving, and it is not heavy. Working hard to get it down now. Is it going to have enough weight to move things around enough? Oh, not really.
Yeah, not the best outcome. They needed needed to nose it, really. Not that since they crossed it, they needed to hit less of the red, so then it would stay higher up.
I really feel like Sam was more just didn't have enough weight
to move both reds. No, it didn't. And the sweeper's called light out of her hand. It is tricky. Kayla needs to. She can't nose it, and she can't. She has to roll somewhere. If she noses it, then it's a pretty easy double for three. Might even be probably not a triple, but you could almost get away with just peeling it out. You don't want to, but
I want to be. You want to roll open for sure.
Yeah. She motioned to roll under the yellow. Crossing the face, it's going to be pretty tough to get under the yellow without touching it. Basically, the main goal is to not leave a double.
So Kayla Skrlik from Calgary with her final stone in the first end. Did leave a double there, but can you hold the shooter around?
That was always going to happen. That's why I didn't love trying to roll underneath your own yellow. Like, it was always going to touch it, unless you played like hack weight or something. But chance for two here. If you make the slash double.
Right, you make the slash double, then the 2 reds and the 8-foot would come into play.
Maybe they're. The only risk to it, obviously, is if you flash, you give up 2, and if you hit it too thick, you're probably giving up 1 with the weight you have to throw. It's pretty thin, but certainly makeable. Good opportunity for Kayla MacMillan to score 2 in the first end.
So MacMillan settles in. Final stone in the first end. Trying to slash off the 2 Skrlik rocks and score a deuce for herself. Working hard to hold the line. You get the 1 and you just run it by. And it will indeed be a steal of 1 for Kayla Skrlik. MacMillan will have the hammer when we come back in 2 after this. You're watching Curling Stadium. And we're back here in Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, brought to you here on Curling Stadium. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Sam Steep. James Gordon is running our production, and you are all with us, and we are happy to have you here for this match between Kayla MacMillan and Kayla Skrlik, the battle of the Kaylas. The rumble in Quick Creek.
It was an awesome first end. Lots of rocks in play, and Kayla MacMillan had a slash double for 2 that she ended up hitting it too thick and giving up a steal of 1. But game on, I think there's going to be a ton of rocks in play, and it's going to be a lot of fun to commentate.
Absolutely. So we have a corner guard up and another one coming into the house most likely. We'll see if they elect to bring it in or to lay up the guard. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We ask that if you haven't done it yet, please take an opportunity to hit that like and subscribe. Really helps out our channel and allows us to give you more curling. We're trying to bring you more and more curling every week. We even launched our 24/7 replay channel. So whenever you have an itch for curling, we are there to scratch it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. As someone that watches curling a lot, and I go back even on my Facebook streams and rewatch just to learn as much as possible. It's awesome to have 24/7 opportunity to watch some of the best teams in curling play and what strategy they're using and how they're sweeping and all that fun learning opportunities. So definitely go check that channel out.
This stone from MacMillan is really close to the guard, and it does tick it. That stone was on the center line, so that is a no tick violation. And that is such a penalty to lose a rock.
That's a 0, right? It's in the stat sheet. It's basically a 0. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's basically like flashing a rock, and it's a rule that I've loved ever since they introduced it. And talking about new rules, I think the Guelph Grand Slam is starting with if you blank twice in a row, you lose the hammer, is the new rule that they're testing out, which should be entertaining.
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussion about that over the last couple of weeks since the news broke, and something we're definitely excited to see how it actually plays out in practice. One thing that's proven universally true is that these teams are good enough. Somebody's going to find a way to make that rule come to their advantage. Oh yeah,
it's absolutely true. The way, especially like the way these top level curlers can hit, and they know one team just blanked, they're going to absolutely hit everything and make you take one. And it's a different way of forcing a team. So they're trying to make it more entertaining for everyone at home. which is great. I think that's awesome. But I think strategy-wise, you can just make a run back double or triple, and all of a sudden the other team is forced to take one, or they just lose their hammer for free.
Yeah, the fact that we now have probably going to see the evolution of the defensive blank.
Yeah.
That hit and roll. Corkscrews back a little bit. It does lie about 3/4 exposed from the hack.
Still pretty good shot from Lindsay Dubé. If Team Skrlik decides to chase this with board, all of a sudden you're nicking that corner guard into the rings, and there's 2 reds in. So it's a little risky. Obviously, best teams in the world are here, and they make the shot look easy sometimes. But yeah, pretty good hit and roll.
So now Ashton Skrlik looking to take this one from all the way around the outside. And it goes around the outside, and right on down to the face.
Yeah, that shot maybe is easier than I explained it, but she made it look easy anyways. Great, very good shot. Still a good opportunity for MacMillan to generate her 2 points as a corner guard, as 2 yellow stones that are pretty easily hittable. So not in any pressure yet.
Actually, I would kind of like this draw in a position where any run back attempt would jam onto the yellow.
Yeah, perfect spot would be half in the 8 foot, fully buried onto the corner touching the yellow, which would be perfect. But
easy. So here's that attempt from Dubé.
I'll take a left turn halfway down the sheet. Or my left, their right.
That's all right, Sam. We're picking up what you're putting down. And that one does slip all the way back to the back 12. So Skrlik is going to guard shot stone now.
Yeah, that was really important to be second shot. Then Skrlik would probably have to chase or peel the corner guard. Now Margot Fleming has a free chance to put as much pressure on MacMillan as possible. Put this rock top 12, top 8, half buried, and start to look like a steal more than a 2 generated. So
here's the stone from Fleming. Finish it off just a touch. It's going to be a very nice guard. Maybe over curled just a skosh. But it might be time for MacMillan to commence cleanup. Not ready to give up yet. I like that.
That rock is in actually in a pretty perfect spot. There's really no easy double. You're guarding shot rock on the edge of the button, which is the most important part. So yeah, no choice for Kayla MacMillan but to ask Sarah to make the hit and roll behind the corner guard.
Make this well. You're still in a good opportunity here. Stone from Daniels. This one on the lighter side. Just going to nudge it. They will get under cover quite nicely. And they do lie, I believe, second shot will be really close. Let's take a look at the overhead to see.
Pretty good outcome. Well communicated by sweepers to thrower. Realizing that it's light, and if you hit that thick, it just taps it to the top button. So the hit it as thin as possible, make the thin double, or at least be mostly buried behind your corner. Just to the reason why these two teams are in the A final, those heads up plays when you call it change the shot halfway down the sheet.
So they're electing to take on the chase here. And here's Fleming. This one is already curling an awful lot. Got to hustle really hard to get past the guard. Got to be tight to it. Past it. Now, can you pick it out? Yes, you can. You move towards the center.
Yeah, no mistake. And now sitting 4. Just a well-thrown rock.
So now Kayla MacMillan is going to be decidedly less fancy with this stone and remove some granite.
Yeah, really important to score in this even end, tie the game up. Obviously, they could still generate 2 if this hit and freeze is made perfectly, which is really close.
Make the hit. Not too much of a roll. Should still be very gettable.
Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't carving that. I think it was close line-wise, but arguably over-curling is probably a little bit better than under-curling. Makes this shot a little bit easier for Kayla Skrlik.
Now, would you want to come directly at it or attempt that little angle raise which they referred to?
No, this is the right call because there's air. And what I mean by air is like you can see you can see an inch or 2 of space between the red one and the yellow center guard, which means you can cross the face relatively easily. If it was edge on edge or a quarter buried, then the angle run would definitely be more ideal. But she can cross the face pretty easily, make the hit and roll, and still sit 4.
So Skrlik keeping the pressure on here early on. Her first of the second. Working hard to try to get this one over. It is hanging out there. It's going to jam all day.
Yeah.
MacMillan is shots down.
Not sure what weight they called, but that looked like a lot for what they were trying to do. But now an opportunity for MacMillan. Sit 2.
Absolutely. You see there. Just looking to draw top 4 here. Anything you like better than that, Sam?
No, nothing that's easy. I think it's the only call is to put it top 4. You want to just be sitting first and second here, just biting the top 4 foot. A little deeper, you might give a slash double or a freeze opportunity to make your last shot a lot harder. So perfect spot is just biting the top 4 foot on the center line.
So MacMillan. Her first. Looking to find that draw weight here early.
Yeah, she threw the draw to the button. This is the same path as the draw to the button, so I imagine she'll be relatively close.
She's just keeping it clean. It's going to come a little bit deep on him. Right to the tee line.
Stopped just in time, it looks like. Yeah, it's about 3 feet deep. If in the top 8. It didn't curl enough, and they would have left a double. But if this hit and roll is made perfectly, they're going to get forced.
And perfectly would be basically rolling just to the side, almost right there with your other yellow.
Yeah, right beside your other yellow is perfect. You'll probably, since you're hitting it on the low side, you'll roll underneath it a little. But right on a splitting center line, a quarter buried under your other yellow is probably perfect.
Kayla Skrlik. Looking for a little hit and roll here. They're just letting this one come on in. Gotta make the contact, get the little roll, and it rolls through the hole. It'll be a free draw for 2 for Kayla MacMillan.
Yeah, again, looked like a decent amount of weight. I'm not sure if that's what they called, but got stuck in between the double and the hit and roll and went right through the hole. So a chance to draw a full 8-foot, bite the 4 for her 2 points.
So it is Kayla MacMillan with one in her pocket here. Looking to draw for the deuce here in the second end of this A qualifier of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown at the Swift Current Curling Club. Final stun of the second on the way. Keeping the brooms down on it. Not overly concerned yet. They seem to like it. And they have good reason to, because it's going to end up right there, full 4. And that's a deuce for Kayla MacMillan. She takes a 2-1 lead after 2. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Curling Stadium. We're back here at Swift Current. MacMillan got her deuce in the second. Skrlik now with the hammer. And Sam, it was just a few half shots that cost Skrlik there.
Yeah, mainly her first rock, her 7 rock of the end. It looked like overthrown and jammed and gave. Obviously Kayla still had to make 2 perfect draws for her 2 points, but she executed that perfectly.
This once again is the A qualifier here. Both teams undefeated. Kayla MacMillan had an opening win over Cameron by a score of 7-2. And then Fujisawa. For Skrlik, it was wins over Teveno and Laws to get to this point.
Yeah, and in our other A final, we have Xana Schwaller up 2-1 over Delaney Strauss in our other A final. So all 4 teams in the A final are young teams, all of them under 30 for sure. And I'd like to see it.
Team Strauss is definitely quite young.
Yeah, they were on a surge last year, winning a lot, and this year maybe not quite as successful, but still hanging around.
That's why, every team is going to have its ebbs and flows a little bit. Obviously, we've been treated to see some true greatness and some great runs of late by the likes of Anderson and Brad Yashu.
Yeah, Delaney currently ranked 26th in the world, still in that tier 2 spot, not quite up into that tier 1 spot, which you're looking at, which is roughly top 16 in the world. But a very competitive field, obviously. In this event on the women's and men's sides. So points-wise, it's a big swing event for the rest of the year. In our other games, we have Team Brown winning 1-0 over Team Serena Gray Weathers. We have Kate Cameron and Jolene Campbell tied 2-2. And Michelle Inglot is up 2-1 over Danielle Inglis. Those are all the quarters and semifinal games.
Had to get some more information on that. 1-0 would indicate a forfeit.
Oh, it's just 1-0 right now. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you said. Oh, okay. Leading. Okay.
Yes, leading. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Corinne Brown took one in the first, and there was a blank in the second, and by Team Serena Gray Weathers.
Okay. Scared me for a second there. I thought something happened that I didn't hear about.
Nope.
So now we have some rocks in play here. A little jostle. Move the deck around. Leaves Skrlik line shot. Second stone belonging to MacMillan. Skrlik 3 and 4.
Yeah, Kayla Skrlik not scared about playing around those center guards. Obviously, currently 3 yellow stones in the rings. That red one is pretty hard to get to right now.
And even though MacMillan did end up with the deuce there in the second, Skrlik had a lot to say about that the whole time.
Yeah, they really controlled most of the second end. It really just came down to skip stones. As Lindsay Dubé is trying to make this double and roll to the wing.
Going to get the one and just run it straight on by. Does leave a double back if they want it.
Yeah, a little bit of a missed tolerance there. You can't stick around where you did without making the double. If you hit that a little thinner and roll out, at least you're not giving Team Skrlik an opportunity to get at your red in the top 4 foot. Pretty flat double, but it's there.
So here's Ashton trying to make that double. Strong release, plenty of weight. Hold it out there. On the one over, you push your own back, but you do clear that second stone off the 4 foot and lie 2. 3 probably.
Yeah, it's pretty close to 3. Pretty good situation for Team Skrlik right now. Other than the 2 red center guards, they're in a good spot.
So, interesting. They're going to draw on down to shot rock now. We do see that they at least reference the stone in the 8 foot. Probably worried about them playing off of it later.
Yeah, just constant communication, which is obviously great.
This one needs to get there. Line's going to be fine if you can ever get it there. Drag it all the way. That's a very nice scrub, and frozen onto that inside edge is a great place to be.
Yeah, pretty perfect spot. Obviously a little bit of an over curl. But that red double now jams on the yellow on the edge of the buttons. So now Skrlik needs to give herself another option to get to that red.
So how deep would you want this, Sam?
Full top 4, about half open would be ideal. Gives you an opportunity to make a slash. They were heads down right out of her hand.
This is also curling quite a bit. Don't want to corner hook it. And I think he did.
Yeah. Over curled by an inch.
Now, perfect view here of the full double stagger.
Yeah, if they hit what they can see, it still hits that yellow in the top 8. So, pretty good opportunity for Kayla. Probably just want to throw a high guard.
They're trying to assess what the danger is right now.
They're just making sure that that yellow always touches. It is awfully close, but I think it always touches the yellow in the top 8. And I think they came to the right conclusion of a high center guard.
So Sarah Daniels. I'm saying about 2.5. Trying to drag it further. That's not a 2.5.
It doesn't really accomplish what they were trying to do either. They were trying to guard that yellow. It does always jam, so that's a good news for Team MacMillan.
Obviously, a few rocks left to come here, but not necessarily easy answers here.
No, you need to give yourself 2 options, right? If you only give yourself 1 option, you're always... Team MacMillan is just always going to guard. And right now you're giving up a steal, which is not awesome. So they need to give themselves 2 options, which I do like playing on that yellow and giving yourself a hit and roll and options to get to that red on the top of the button. Though is yellow shot, but impossible to score 2.
So with that being said, would you ever try to play something to try to release that red-yellow freeze a little bit and maybe do it yourself, knowing you have last stone?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Anything.
It's a lot of risk for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But if you're throwing yellow and you play that red double yourself now, or at least tap it around and kick yours just a little bit, you might be able to come back to it later. Now they're looking to just clean up the center here somewhat.
Yeah, the double peel in the center is definitely the call. You got to make sure you score. You are sitting 1, but if Kayla decides to in off the red and sit 2 buried on the top button, you're giving up steal 2, and odds of winning just keeps going down.
So here's Fleming. Looks like she may have set that out just a touch. They are trying to carve it over now. Gonna get 1 moving, 2 does send it in. And, well, excuse me very much. I'll just slide 3 wide, don't I?
Yeah, I clearly wasn't looking at the screen good enough to see that one. So well done.
That was a great shot for sure. And I'm sure we'll get to see it in a second.
Yeah. There we go. A little bit of camera delay, but we're back. And now pressure's right back on Team MacMillan. They're going to have to either replace the red that they just threw onto the top button or in off their own.
Yeah, you can come the long way around on the intern side, and I kind of like that because it's still going to leave you that in off. You might be able to put the stone right back where you had it.
Right now it's damage control. If you freeze the back one, the most you're most likely giving up is 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they're calling. Playing the other freeze, one, it's difficult. You're in a wider path than your normal draw to the button path. And 2, it's all or nothing. If you miss it, Team Skrlik will hit and sit 4.
Well, they're pretty wide here too, though. So
true, but more tolerance. You can in off your red a little bit. You can bump the back yellow a touch. Like it seems more makeable.
So MacMillan with her first here in the third.
Mostly a line shot. Kayla's made 3 perfect draws so far this game.
This has got to go to get past the guard, and they do wreck. That is not good.
Yeah, weight wasn't far off. It was a 14-9, which would have finished frozen on that yellow in the top, which wouldn't have helped them, but line wasn't even close.
So that was out of your tolerance then, Sam, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a line shot, and at least I've only watched a game and a half of Swift Current Ice so far, but the wider you go, it seems the more it's curling. So interesting to see what Kayla decides to put it. Looks like she wants it in the top 12, guarding her yellow shot stone.
Yes, it looks like they're content to give the attempt for the draw to cut down. Another shot for Kayla MacMillan. So here's Skrlik.
Yeah, basically tempting Kayla into that really wide draw against 3.
Comes on down, does tap up. They lie 1, 2, and 3. There is a pocket there. Also a triple there if you want to take it on.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they were trying to call, because this triple it's pretty makeable. It could even close to touching the back yellow.
It's
in the back
really close
too.
close to getting them all.
Yeah, good to see all 4 flying here. I don't think that was what they were calling. I think they wanted it in the top 12. Just overthrew it and left her. I don't want to call it an easy triple because there's no triple that's easy, but it's a makeable shot.
So Kayla MacMillan is going to try to play her get out of jail free card here. Big shot. Just off the nose, you move them all. Off and on, they're staying close. Looks pretty close. On the one, you get two of them to go. And it does leave Skrlik line two. Pretty good outcome.
Yeah, it looked like they weren't sweeping that to cross the face. That's what I expected them to do. So it looked like they wanted to try to get on the other side of nose. It just didn't quite curl up enough for her. But not terrible. Giving up 3 isn't game over. Obviously 4 would have been a lot harder to come back from. So Team Skrlik needs full 8-foot, bite the 4-foot for their 3 points and to take a 4-2 lead.
Asking for a bit more ice. No reason to flirt with this guard here. Skrlik with her last here in the third. All right, line two, trying to tack on that third.
I think they're only sweeping for line right now.
Plenty of line. Trying to carve it and apply the brakes.
I have a perfect time, so well done.
That's got no problem whatsoever, and that is 1, 2, and 3 for Kayla Skrlik. They take a 4-2 advantage after 3 here in Swift Current. You're watching Curling Stadium. We'll be right back. It's the fourth end of action here from Swift Current, and we have had action indeed. Dave Schmel and Sam Steep here with you. Kayla Skrlik just put up a 3 spot on Kayla MacMillan to take a 4-2 lead. And nice execution by Team Skrlik there. They've had the pressure on for the last few ends and finally were able to convert with a big one of their own.
Yeah, just well-placed rocks. Not making any mistakes, making those freezes and draws look easy. All of those on curly ice, all of those shots are team shots. Like the thrower main job is to get out to the broom and throw it with a nice positive release and let the sweepers do the rest of the work.
And we're right back in it with the center guard and corner guard.
Yeah, leads are playing perfect right now this end. Obviously that yellow, they probably wished it to be biting the top 4-foot buried, not in the top 12, but still a good start.
And looks like we're going to stack the corners this end.
Yeah, fourth end, you're in even ends. You want to tie this game up, score your 2 points. Looks like they're drawing around it, but
yeah, saw a lot of rotation on that stone, Sam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so finally Canadian teams have started watching. I started teaching the European throw, is what I call it. They Moet, Tiernzoni, Homan, all of these top teams in the world have been throwing with 5, 6, 7 rotations, and still getting lots of curl. And rocks are easier to judge because of it. And we are slowly starting to. Even at my tier 3 level of curling, starting to add more rotation to our stones. It's just on ice surface that runs like Swift Current does, which is a lot like arena ice. It's just really curly. More rotation is just easier to judge stones.
This one here has plenty of weight.
I love of a rocket.
It's going to settle in the back 8-foot. Does appear to be shot rock. And now 5 stones in play. Kayla's going to dispatch these yellows.
Yeah, and a great call and the right call. Some teams, even at this level, but mostly in the junior level, would just draw and be a little bit more aggressive. But Kayla realizing that the situation isn't the best right now for her team, got a little bit unlucky hitting that too thin and exposing your red rock. But it is the right call.
They can see all of it.
Yeah, just missed the wrong way by Lindsay Dubé. If anything, you want that to overcurl and create another corner guard on the other side of the ice. Would have been the miss of that run back. But when you're at this level, you don't really. I mean, you miss tolerance almost off of habit more than thinking about it.
Just squeaks by the guard. Great job by the front end there.
Yeah, great sweep. That overcurls and nudges the red into the rings. All of a sudden, the two's in play. Chance for Lindsay to have a little bit of redemption, making this thin double and being buried behind their corner guard.
So here, we're saying about a quarter of the rock.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, about a quarter rock's close, and she just threw this path with the run back. So
here's Dubé. Looking to get the thin double here. Off the one, onto the second one, and even get a little extra spin underneath. Very nice shot.
how's that for a little bit of redemption after she knew she made a mistake on her first stone of the end and made that one perfectly. Yeah, interesting they even talked about the chase for that long. I think they could probably see an inch of the stone, but the run back is pretty makeable. Obviously, the only risk is missing wide and stuffing on the rock in the back 12, but don't see that too often. With how much weight Margot Fleming can throw.
So Fleming on the run back attempt. And he just shoots it by. Now the deuce is in play for MacMillan for sure. Trying to figure out, they do think that they are shot. So is it too early to split the rings or are you going to draw underneath?
Yeah, it's interesting. Drawing underneath leaves a pretty makeable double. And you're drawing around a center guard. Don't love it. You could freeze to the back one or split the rings is probably the better call.
And it looks like they are just going to play the split. There'll be no choice but for Skrlik to go and chase one of them.
Yeah, up to they'll be playing a hit. This rock they want this just behind the tee line. Full 8 foot would be ideal.
They're going to get it there first. Got to drag it, ladies.
I'm not sure if that caught something.
That's not even going to be a counting rock.
Yeah, Sarah's cleaning the path because they were not panicked. So that definitely picked or grabbed something up, which is unlucky for T. MacMillan.
See both teams doing some housekeeping after that.
It's the one part about ice that's really curling, or if it is the rocks, sharp rocks, is that you get more grabs on on the ice surface. It's really nothing the ice maker or the players can do about it. You just hope it happens to both teams evenly and and move on. I bring up the make after miss stat, even though that miss wasn't Sarah Daniels' fault. Important for Margot to keep the pressure on Team MacMillan. If she can hit roll buried here, it starts to shrink that scoring area up and makes no mistake.
And it does hit and roll buried. So now they're going to chase it with hack weight here. Do you like that as opposed to a freeze?
Yeah, I do. It's Vice's last rock. You're trying to bring that red that's in the top 12 into play. Throw backline hack weight. Try to tap this yellow out, or at least just a biting back 12 foot and be shot stone. The run back is certainly there, but you're trying to score multiple points here. Our camera angle seems like they have at least a quarter of the stone. But maybe Sarah, I'm not 100% comfortable with the hack waiter right now. While they talk about it, I can update you on the other scores. Jolene Campbell steals 3 in the third to go up 5-2 over Kate Cameron. And Michelle Inglot steals 2 in the third to go up 4-1 over Team Danielle Inglis. Those are both... the Danielle Inglis and Michelle Inglot is a B semi, where Jolene Campbell, Kate Cameron is a B quarterfinal game. Really awesome to see Sarah go down, talk to her skip about the options. Both of them discussing, 2 or 3 shots ahead. How are they going to score their 2 points? And this is the best way to do it. Sarah just needed to convince herself.
So Sarah Daniels looking for the delicate little hit here. On this one for the line, now that they think it's pretty close, it's going to be tight past the guard. They're going to make contact. Do you move it far enough and hold your shooter? You end up with a biter.
Well done. That's basically the weight. That yellow barely got out of the rings. That's the weight she needed. They could have been maybe a little more aggressive with the line, but 2 reds in the rings with only 2 yellow stones to throw.
Well, you think they had to have been feeling some footsteps after that pick on the last one.
Brooms were always going to stay on the ice. Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the way to battle sharp rocks or frosty ice is, even when you want the rock to curl, just keep a broom down and clean it. It's a safe way to do it. Kayla Skrlik, opportunity to make a half to 3/4 rock double and roll to center.
So you're Skrlik with her first. Gonna try to curl it over now. On the one, get the second one, and you don't clear it all the way, I don't think. Is it hanging on the edge there? Really close.
It's important to know whether it is or not, because whether she needs to kill that yellow in the top 4 foot or not. If that red is out of the rings, you can play a backline tap and make the hit and roll under the center guard. In my opinion, that's the hack waiter or the backline tap is the call, just because you always have to think about your problem stone and how you're going to at least score 1. And right now that yellow is in such a good spot.
So what's your vote? Do you think that's on the rings or not?
It looks off. I see enough white. I know our rock, our camera isn't right overhead of the rock, so there's probably a little bit of an angle, but we'll find out on the next shot whether Kayla MacMillan lines up a double for 2 or not.
MacMillan. Little downweight shot here. Gonna battle the touch shots so far this end. This one's got a ways to curl still. Gonna tick it and remove it and hang around.
Another instance where I'm confused why they weren't carving that to make the rock curl, maybe scared of it to over curl, but that certainly could have helped make it not an easy double.
At least last week in that vicinity, it didn't really carve too well. It tended to run more than anything else. But the surface is slightly different this week, and the rocks may have been touched up. Don't know, but we're never going to get a chance to find out if those stones are biting now.
No, it's a pretty makeable double. Throw it where the broom is. You can be an inch wide or an inch narrow and still make it. Pretty high tolerance.
Put this one right down the middle, right down Broadway, and away they go. And she lies too. So it will be a draw for 1 for Kayla MacMillan.
Yep, needs a full 8 foot. She's drawn the 4 foot 3 times already today, so I expect it to be close, but important shot to keep her team in the game.
Broom's in a place where backings shouldn't be able to be used, no problem. So just let's get that full 8 foot. Final stone of the 4th end. Just keeping it clean. Sweepers off and on. Seem to like it. A little bit more aggressive now. It's going to be there. No problem whatsoever. Hang 1 for red. And it's Skrlik 4, MacMillan 3 in the Battle of the Kaylas here from Swift Current. We'll be back on Curling Stadium right after this. And we're back in Swift Current. 5th end action of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here on Curling Stadium. It's 4-3 in favor of Kayla. Skrlik, that is.
Yeah, opportunity for double center guards here in the 5th. Team MacMillan, like a lot of teams down after 4 ends, starting to get a little more aggressive.
We did have a hogged rock on the Skrlik side while we were at break.
It's an
like it may have picked something.
It's an expensive round.
Absolutely, considering that there's the two of us and 416 of our closest friends watching. Be sure to cash in the next time you see her.
Well, she didn't make us the same mistake twice. Perfect draw into the top 4 foot.
So now we're going to see Team MacMillan following in and probably see a series of draws ensue. This one is not light and it is not online. Comes all the way to the back 4.
That's been the difference of the game so far, is a couple too many missed tolerances on the Team MacMillan side so far.
So now here's Ashton Skrlik. This one on the opposite end. They had to drag it. But it's going to curl into a very nice location. Guarding shot rock. Even if it isn't really as deep as they would have liked. MacMillan still staying aggressive here.
Yeah. Oh, they got a little bit of a miss. The center being light there for Team Skrlik was not a good option to have. This looks pretty close.
Curling up will get up to that corner. Just a few millimeters deeper than he would have wanted it.
That's still a pretty good outcome. Yeah, if it's 2 inches higher and with the same line, it's perfect. But still forces Team Skrlik to make the peel.
Just looking for the single peel here. That's executed with no problem.
Statistically, the easiest shot in curling is the peel. I make it pretty hard sometimes, though. So
fair enough. Which begs the question: statistically, which is the toughest shot in curling?
So, I wish I had that on the top of my head.
Oh, Sam, I gave you a perfect set.
I know.
I set you up. You didn't spike it. You just bumped it over.
Yeah, it was.
That's it. You're off the volleyball team.
Yeah.
Now this stone is curling way too hard. That's going to wreck. Opportunity's going to swing back to Team Skrlik here.
Yeah, it's been going back and forth this end so far. Up 1
Right.
with hammer. I'm kind of shocked she's not playing a double peel. Pretty queued up and might go into your own yellow, but you also could go into the other red and open up the center. Like, scoring is important if you're...
Our chat is chiming in saying that perfect freeze is probably the hardest one.
Yeah, I was gonna say freeze. If not,
A hit and a long roll too.
yeah, a backline tap, or even like a. Well, I mean, the tier 1 curlers throw those 20-foot run back doubles from time to time, but how about this perfect freeze? Almost.
I guess that's about a 75-80% then.
It depends who's doing the stats. Some people mark harder than others, but it's buried. It's a foot off of where they wanted it to be. So yeah, most statisticians would give them 100. Because there's no shot on that side of the sheet anymore for Team MacMillan to get to the button or to shot stone.
So Sarah Daniels, since there's no shot on that side, they're going to play the other one. This has got to go, though. High is absolutely no good here.
Well, they called the tap, and it's light, so they're trying to make it usable. Oh, corkscrewed them.
Yeah, that last little turn at the end really bit them hard.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Team MacMillan to be shot stone. Good news is the force is on. Pretty hard to get a second yellow to bite the button for 2. There, but difficult.
Well, there's a dangerous shot if you could throw for your last to score 2. Running the corner guard in, but I don't think you want to do that now. Do you ever just open up the middle, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked that 3 shots ago, but now you're kind of into it. You open up the middle, you're almost giving Team MacMillan a chance to get to shot stone. Right now, you're almost auto scoring 1. Your best option probably is the tap-tap. It's just very difficult to not leave a double.
We have a unique entry in the hardest shot competition to tie the shot rock, forcing a blank end.
Very rarely seen, but yeah, that's very difficult to do.
There's always a more sensitive micrometer.
Deciding to open up the center line, which is probably the right call. Yeah, like I would have liked to see this 2 or 3 rocks ago, but at least they're doing it. You just got to make sure you score. No stealing, no steal defense, really.
So here's Fleming. Throwing a medium weight on this one really hard. It is starting to curl. On the nose. Rearrange him just a little bit. Did that help you, Sam?
Yes, it did help. There's no stagger. But it did give MacMillan a chance to get to shot rock. Not easy, but certainly shrink the scoring area quite a bit. Obviously, I don't think they were planning to nose it, and they did, but our other A final, Team Schwaller steals 3 in the 5th to go up 7-1 over Delaney Strauss. So it looks like we picked the right A final to watch. welcome everybody.
If anybody's decided to migrate over, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. While we're waiting for the next shot, subscribe, like, do all the things that people do to social media. It helps us out. More curling, better.
Yep, the more eyes we get on the game, the more streams and the more sponsors that come to teams and to Curling Stadium and to everybody who's trying to make the game bigger. So nobody's working that hard on a Friday at 2 o'clock. You might as well be watching some curling. This looks close.
It's going to come on down just over curl a skosh.
Yeah, I think she motioned the tap, and I'm not sure if they decided it was going to be light, so they decided to just play the freeze or not.
You might see them take on a little bit of a cute shot here. Question is, can they see enough to come directly at it? See about an inch and a half of that rock on the long shot.
Yeah, about 1/5 of the rock. Enough to make the shot that they want. They want to slash this and make the red double. Might even touch, probably not. Could move all three reds. But a no-risk shot. If you miss narrow and peel the guard, doesn't hurt you. You miss wide and flash, doesn't hurt you, really. So, no-risk shots are normally fun to throw as a skip because that's a rarity, and normally you make them.
Kayla Skrlik with her first.
This looked really wide out of her hand.
Carve it over. You make contact just a bit and move it over, and ooh, I think you just gave your opponent access to shot rock.
You did and you didn't. To make the yellow go, your red's going to pop out of the forefront. You don't.
Is it going to jam in the one in the back, though?
It should, but if you leave a double for 3, the game's over. So it's interesting to say the least. I think you do need to make a play on the reds no matter what, but you just can't leave a double or a triple for 3. Because forcing is not a terrible thing if you're MacMillan. Giving up one is fine.
Absolutely. You'll be down 2 with an even end. 2 hammers to 1. The math still maths.
Yeah. No matter what, the math's maths.
The question is, how much do you have to move it to make it good?
Going to be hard to even be shot rock without throwing hit weight. Because you're only hitting the side of that yellow. You need to move it to at least the full forefront on the other side. My guess is board is what you need to make it.
So big time shot here for MacMillan.
Yeah, with that broom, it looks like they're playing like the backline hack weight shot here, which isn't terrible. I just have a hard time believing they're going to be shot after this, but they could certainly shrink that scoring area.
I think the feeling is that they'll move that yellow just a touch and kind of spin that first roll, that first one, and still hold that as a shot stone. And it will still actually be on the button. Be interesting to see how it goes. MacMillan with her final here in the 5th. Your back line weight. It's the weight they wanted. It's all about the line now.
Yeah, you were never going to underthrow this, but important to get the line right.
Here it comes. Gonna make contact, spin it around, and that last little corkscrew, I do think you're shot. You have to get a closer look at it to know for sure. It is extremely close for shot stone. And I think it accomplished the goal here because you're not going to get rid of all these, I don't think.
Yeah, you're just playing that hack weight through the whole nose for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not the most comfortable looking port, but it's certainly there.
Really a no-risk shot with the hack weight. If you threw more, you could wick off your red and hit the yellow and give up a steal, but last rock here in the 5th.
On this hard to try to curl it over. This one needs to come. It is all over the guard, and now we'll see who's shot.
I have a funny feeling it's going to be a measure.
Well, usually that funny feeling you have is guess, but I think you're right this time.
It's hard with the S3 logo to see what who's closer on the overhead, but I'll take yellow.
Well, I thought it was red right off the bat with that last little spin. So
Either way, mission accomplished for MacMillan. It's either the force or a steal of 1. The steal means you tie it up, and the force is means you get hammer on even ends.
So here you go, guys. Snap poll in the chat. Is it red or yellow? Put your entries in now. The winner gets 742 curling zone bonus points. Redeemable absolutely nowhere. There's a red vote.
Surely it's yellow. How are people voting red?
There's a yellow. Red. We got red up 3-1 right now. Coming around. And it is going to be.
Oh, it's gotta be red. That almost bent the thing.
Red it is. Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations. We have 4 winners of 742 bonus points. We'll split that 4 ways. You'll receive your receipt for tax purposes in the mail, and we'll be back after this on Curling Stadium. Welcome back to Swift Current. We're all tied up at 4. And for those of you who are expecting your 742 bonus points or your share of them, be advised that we did, in between ends, walk them down and place them in the post. And Canada Post has advised us that the estimated delivery date is June 18th, 2027. So they're on their way, folks. But we're all tied up here in end number 6, and Kayla Skrlik has the hammer here. And expect both teams to go out big here.
Yeah, sixth end's normally the make or break end. You're leading after 6, you 2 hammers to 1. If you score in the sixth end, you win. Like it's something like 70% of the time, or something even more than that, depending on the score, obviously. But really big end, and that's why you're seeing a corner guard from Team Skrlik here trying to score their 2 points. We do have a final. Exana Schwaller wins 7-2 over Delaney Strauss in our other A. So they have won the right to a day off. Day and a half off at this point. I believe they get to practice tomorrow, but they are 1A qualifier. Team Brown up 4-3 with hammer overs Team Grey Weathers after 5 ends. Kate Cameron up 6-3 over Jolene Campbell. They did say Jolene Campbell stole 3, but that was updated wrong on Curling Zone. But it is now fixed. Kate Cameron up 6-3 over Jolene Campbell. Michelle Inglot up 6-3 over Danielle Inglis. Danielle Inglis has hammer in the 6th end.
So that's your wrap up there. We're tied up here at 4. Dave Schmel and Sam Steep here with you. Thanks for joining us on Curling Zone this No Work Friday.
Yeah, this is what I call a typical end when it's tied. Both teams being a little aggressive. Corner guard, draw around the corner. Now you're going to run back the center. Roll to a corner guard and hopefully pick off that red in the side of the 4-foot would be the main goal of this shot for Team Kayla Skrlik.
On this one, hard to hold it straight. Make the peel. Are they going to avoid the jam? Yes, they do. And they roll to a corner.
Scary but good. 2 corner guards now.
That's the best outcome. That's 4 out of 4. So Delaney Strauss will get another shot there in the B bracket now in this triple knockout format.
Yep, they dropped to a B final, which is nice. Sometimes in these triples, you drop down from an A final to a B semi. Not in this case, so she'll have another chance at it. At 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
So presented with a day off in Swift Current, what would one do?
Tell us in the chat. I have no idea. It's probably pretty cold and pretty flat.
Watch your dog run away for a week and a half.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to play a junior national in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, which is, I have no idea how close it is to Swift Current. Probably not close at all. But you could probably see Swift Current from Prince Albert if I was a betting man.
There's a hit. They get it rolled 3/4 under. Nice shot.
Yeah, almost perfect. It's starting to get a little scary for Team MacMillan. Giving up 2 isn't awesome, but it keeps you in the game. 3 is kind of a dagger. So deciding to chase this rock behind the corner guard.
Lindsay, there is a good idea. Watch the live stream. We appreciate that.
Yeah, do that all weekend and into Monday.
Oh, look at that hit. They roll it all the way under.
Almost.
Very great effort. It's still really good because they're edge on edge now. It's going to force a roll.
Yeah, this is
again.
Interesting situation. I do think Team Skrlik is going to have to make a run back on that red in the top, in the center guard eventually, because you always look, as a skip, you're always looking for your problem stone. And right now you're just trading hits to sit second shot. Your problem stones are the ones on the center line. So I imagine they're going to go after that soon. Not right now, obviously, but got to make sure you score. If you give up a steal in 6, the momentum is all but gone.
Held this one around the guard. Now they're going to see if they can't make that perfect roll. That is well exposed. So opportunity for MacMillan to pop and flop back here.
Yeah, overcarved it. Too good of sweeping. Chance to roll. If you make the roll perfect, you're biting the back button buried behind 2 red stones. Really big opportunity for Sarah Daniels.
Off and on already, so probably pretty close. Gonna make the contact, get the roll, slide it right underneath. And there you go, your back button. But now that's going to force Skrlik's hand.
Well, that made me look really good. I think she was going to call this run back either way. Now they might be able to touch all 3 reds. This needs to curl.
On the first one, dead stuffs it.
That's a tough outcome for a rock that was so close to being perfect.
That's a problem when you're playing all 3 that are so lined up. Doesn't take much to stuff them.
Yeah, I mean, like, that goes from 100% execution to 0. Like, that you made your situation actually even worse, because now red is covering the pin.
They are on the pin and likely second shot as well. Very close for second.
Yeah, either way, the guard's the call on which they're playing, which is good. But Kayla's going to need to get out going to make 2 good ones to score here.
Still MacMillan. With her first here in the 6th.
Yeah, big chance to put a lot of pressure on Team Skrlik.
Just looking to throw the high center.
This looks like it's curling quite a bit. They're going to want this to stop.
Just let it settle. Just let it settle. It should be okay. Now stop, stop, stop. Covers it somewhat, but does leave an angle that can be generated now.
Yeah, good, but not awesome. Kind of one of those 75%ers, or even 50, depending on who's marking. It's you guard the most important 2-shot stones, but you leave the relatively short run back. Made perfect, short run back double to sit 2. Yeah, an ideal position for that center guard would have been splitting the center in a 1-2 guard zone area. So just a little heavy and it over curls. Giving negative ice for this because they need to hit it not where the broom is. It needs to be a little bit wider if they're trying to make the double.
So here's Skrlik trying to put the team on their own shoulders. It is out there. Gonna make contact with the one. Just grazes the second. Definitely not the outcome you're looking for there.
No, that looked very positive. And a nice way of saying popping the rock a little bit too hard. Trying to generate some power, and Kayla can throw it as hard as any female on any athlete on tour. But just kind of looked like it was overthrown. I didn't think they needed that much weight to make the run double. But easier said while I'm sitting in a chair than playing.
So no need to complicate things here. Just lock another one on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a relatively easy double for two, so you need to sit at least third shot. But if you could put it right on the S3, you almost guarantee a steal one.
I guess it depends exactly where it ends up as to whether the in-off works at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. If you're right on the S3, so you're not perfectly frozen, you're like a half an inch to the center line side of frozen. You almost guarantee a steal unless Kayla can in off her own yellow stone.
So MacMillan with her last here in the sixth. Line two. Needs to get off the guard. Just squeaks by it. Now, will it have enough legs to do you any good?
Just leaves
it does come up to be third shot, so
yeah.
It is good enough.
Leaves an easy, I wouldn't say an easy shot, but definitely easier than probably expected for one. I imagine they're going with negative ice here, throwing the outside in rotation for Kayla, her out turn.
You know, should never come into play, but that stone that was just thrown has to look big in your eye. Final stone of the sixth. Skrlik facing three. This one is outside again, and it's just going to hit and stick. A steal of one for Kayla MacMillan. She'll lead by a score of 5-4 after six. Skrlik will have the hammer when we return on Curling Stadium. Welcome back to Swift Current. It's MacMillan over Skrlik by one. Skrlik with the hammer here in end number 7, and MacMillan really kept the pressure on Skrlik that whole time last end.
Yeah, it's really flip-flopped a little bit in the fifth end. It was all Skrlik, and Kayla MacMillan made a nice double tap to eventually steal one. And the sixth end was all MacMillan. So would have been a chance for Sarah or for Kayla to put more pressure on if she made that freeze to the top button, and likely would have stolen two. But still, that was a big end.
A big end indeed in this A qualifier of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Brought to you on Curling Stadium by our sponsors, Aztec Safety, S3 Systems, Sasktel, Hardline, Asham, and Bumper to Bumper. And of course, welcome to all of you joining us wherever you're at. We thank you for watching. Please take a second, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe on Curling Zone. Love to see us get over 30,000 subscribers this weekend. I know you guys can help us do it. Doesn't cost you anything. Just click that little subscribe button. It's just like liking something on Facebook.
Interesting setup. Skrlik deciding not to throw her corner guard, being down one with in the 7th. Deciding to draw and deciding to make another freeze again. I imagine her idea is the blank or 2 strategy. You'll take the soft deuce, but you'd rather a blank is what I think they are going to try and do. So I imagine a hit will be played by Team Skrlik after this rock stops.
All right, you have Sam on the record there. Comes down in contact. And here comes the Peel Parade.
It's 10 years of skipping right there.
A lot of people have 10 years of skipping, Sam. Not everybody's right.
Yeah. If I learn how to throw a rock one day, I'll be able to be on the screen and not talking about it. But pretty good situation for Team MacMillan, actually. The angles are good for them. If Team Skrlik decides to blow up that center, that red that's in the top 4 foot is going nowhere with only 1 rock.
So Dubé putting the guard back up.
Yeah, Team MacMillan's job is pretty easy for the rest of the end. They're going to be throwing those center guards until Team Skrlik decides to play with the angles. But you got to make sure there's no mistakes. Sometimes a guard can be the hardest shot in curling.
We saw that last end for sure.
Yeah. We do have another final. Team Corinne Brown beats Team Serena Gray Withers 8-3. To update you on the others, B semifinal, Michelle Inglot takes 2 and 7, is up 8-5 over Danielle Inglis. Team Inglis has hammer in the 8th end. Kate Cameron up 8-3 over Jolene Campbell after 6 as well. So a lot of lopsided games except for ours right now.
And it was that big 3-ender for Skrlik. And then a steady stream of paper cuts by MacMillan.
Yeah, the momentum has slowly shifted into MacMillan's hands. Opportunity after opportunity missed by Skrlik earlier in the game. So now we're here and deciding to play the corner freeze on the red rock. Realizing that if she keeps peeling, they're not going to miss a center guard. She does need to do something to change the angles of the rocks in the rings.
So here's Margot Fleming. Just trying to work in there and give them some building material.
Yeah, if you can nudge one of those rocks to change the angle a bit or make a perfect corner freeze, it gets interesting. If this
A little rub and it still does get to that freeze.
It's a perfect angle.
Fantastic result for Margot Fleming right there.
It's fun. I get to, well, I haven't got to play against him this year, but her brother, Andrew Fleming, plays at the KW Granite Club where I play. And I know he's probably watching as curling. He has a job in the curling atmosphere. So shout out to Andrew. Try to get up to A, and hopefully you get to play me. But interesting situation here for Team MacMillan. They need to unlock that yellow-red combo.
I'd like to welcome all the viewers who are joining us from the other games that are completing. Got a good one here. MacMillan versus Skrlik. Skrlik sitting one with hammer, but it has been MacMillan calling the shots the last 3 ends here.
Yeah, the idea of this shot is to throw about a back 4 weight, unlock the red-yellow combination, but also leave a good angle so your reds don't just fly with a heavyweight hit. I think Kayla, at worst, she's okay with giving up 2. She doesn't love it, but she knows she can't give up 3. Now that the blank end is probably not going to happen. It's probably one of the worst outcomes, unfortunately, for Sarah Daniels.
So now how does Team Skrlik take advantage of that?
Wow. I'm surprised they're not. They're right now they're just nosing that red one. I thought they would come in the crotch of the red-yellow and get rid of both reds. Maybe deciding the angle isn't quite good enough. Maybe it's something I'm not seeing, but you always got to look at your problem stone. And right now it's the red and the 4-foot. So how do you move that? It would be to crotch the red-yellow combination.
Ideally, if you leave this in a good spot, that a play on that will still be there. Only rub is MacMillan gets to throw stones too. Still queued up onto the red, so I think that's a very good outcome.
It's a great outcome. Bringing 4 or 5 into play now. This has been the most momentum Team Skrlik has had since their 3 points in the third.
So let's run through the options here. You could always throw a bomb at these here and just try to make some yellow go away and limit the damage.
Yeah, a bomb I think only gets rid of
2, right?
Probably 2. It could only get rid of 1.
Have to be really unlucky for that to happen.
Yeah, probably. You could come down with hack weight, backline weight, and just double tap, but then yellow will be sitting 2 buried. So the bomb is probably the call.
If you catch the inside edge there, you're going to kill the one that you hit. Probably drive the one it's frozen to onto the red. You lose your red in the process. The yellow goes out the side door. And you probably kill that other yellow up on top. So you might actually get rid of 3 here.
You could get rid of 3. It has to be thrown pretty heavy. I haven't seen the rocks haven't looked super lively in the house. At least today. This is only my second game that I've been watching, but I know Kayla can throw a lot of weight, so this is going to be humming.
So, calling for parking lot C weight. MacMillan trying to limit the damage here. Not laying a broom to it. It has to curl up. You get 3 of them moving. And not too bad. At least Skrlik line 2.
Yeah. 7-second hit. Pretty fast considering the ice and rock conditions. Yeah, just needed a little thinner, and you would have kicked that other yellow at least to the edge of the 12-foot, and then Skrlik would only be sitting 1.
But you did kick it far enough that there's a double on the other side now.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty good shot. She makes another double, the most she's going to give up is 2. Which was an acceptable answer, as we see Kate Cameron and the crowd on the ice watching some of the local action. Thanks for coming out.
Always nice to see people out there.
As a player,
freeze their tails off.
Yeah, and as a player, we love the atmosphere. We love the crowd on the ice. Even if you listen to interviews of Brad Jacobs after the St. John's booing incident, he just loved every second of it. So, and I think most grillers do. So we love the crowds. We love everyone coming out to watch. So big draw here for Kayla. Needs full 8-foot to be third shot.
It has that. Now how much more? Comes on down almost even. So, yeah, really interesting. Did you? Yeah, you might have just given MacMillan a way out here. That little tap up.
I mean, yeah, that was a foot and a half too deep, but they had to go for line. They barely got by that red one. If that is just biting the top 4-foot, I think Kayla would have the boom down already playing the double. Now she could make a big shot to make a perfect tap.
Is that a risk? Is that a risk you want to take? I mean, because if you go and throw that double, you're going to be, like you said, you're going to give up at most 2, be down 1 with hammer, which is by the numbers of someplace where a lot of people would like to be.
I mean, yeah, the math says get rid of 2 yellows. It's just how easy of a shot is it compared to the tap. So the tap, it does the exact same thing. So it's whatever you're more comfortable with.
Well thrown tap actually brings the steal in too.
Exactly.
So.
I think the tap has more tolerance and more reward to it. The double you're just conceding to, where this is made you steal 1 and all of a sudden you're up 2 without in 8. And there's a lot of tolerance here. You can hit half of it and tap it to buried top 4. You can nose it and put it right in the pocket of the yellows. It's really a weight and line. I mean, it's just a line shot for the most part. You're never going to miss light here.
So MacMillan facing a few. Gonna try to raise hers up just a little bit and nestle it on in there to be shot rock. Her last of the 7th.
The last 2 ends, she's made a big last 8 rock to score and to steal. Let's see if she can do it at least one more time.
This line looks pretty good. It's working its way over now. Now, the line looks decent. Is the weight good? You're on it, and you lock right on top. That's a pretty darn good outcome. Skrlik is line 1, but it's going to be tough to score a whole lot.
Yeah, pretty awesome shot. I think the only shot for 2 would be to hammer that red one in the top 12 and into the other red, and hopefully it spins out of the 4-foot. And even then, you probably lose 2 yellows anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Right, you hammer that one there, catch the edge of it, and hope it makes it over the top. Now, if it does clip that yellow, it probably doesn't have enough momentum to completely leave the rings.
No, if they're lucky enough for it to stay in the 8-foot. Right now, they're lining up the tap to see if it's even there for 2.
Real danger of giving up a steal if you do that, but you'll be down 2 with.
Yeah, the nose double is riskier. Miss a little wide, you're giving up steal of 2. So
So Kayla Skrlik. Final stone, the 7th end. Line 1 is going to need something really, really cute for 2. Working this one pretty much the whole way. Hold that line. Now get the tap. We raise it right there for shot. No, it goes just a little bit too far. It'll be a single point for Skrlik. It's going to be all tied up. MacMillan will have the hammer coming home. We'll be back from Swift Current right to this on Curling Stadium. And we're back here, 8th end. From Swift Current, Saskatchewan, it's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. It's all knotted up here between MacMillan and Skrlik. MacMillan has the hammer here, coming home in the 8th, tied at 5. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Sam Steep, James Gordon on the production, and Jerry Gertz is at our London, Ontario studios.
yeah, we've been treated to an incredible game. Obviously, quite back and forth. The last 4 ends have been all Team MacMillan. To now be tied with hammer coming home.
So obviously, Skrlik is going to have to go hard for the steal here. Has those 2 guards up. They are both touching the center line, so can't be ticked yet. MacMillan's going to try to be first to the 4-foot.
Yeah, their first rock going to the back 8. That only helps Team Skrlik. It's not the best outcome. This is where the lead stones, their tolerance really shrinks. All game they can, you can miss light as a guard. You have about a 6-foot to 8-foot tolerance. In the 8th end, your tolerance goes to about 1 or 2 feet. Welcome to being a skip. Basically, it's you want to put this right in the top 4-foot buried would be putting your team in a great situation. Pretty good outcome.
So now Kayla's going to come right onto the lid right now.
Yeah, those center guards are pretty easily double peelable. So they want to put a good one into the top button now and just guard for their A qualifier life.
This one is just a touch heavy and wide. Just did not have the line.
It's shot rock. It's not buried, but certainly, could have been worse, obviously. Opportunity for Lindsay Dubé to touch all 3 yellow stones. If you angle this perfectly, you could get rid of all 3 of them.
So Dubé looking to clean house here. Get the first one. Past everything else.
Pretty close. Still a great outcome. And this is where that lead redstone comes into play. It's in such a good spot. It's a very easy tap to the button for one, or a slash if needed. So that's where those lead stones come into play, make it quite important. Now Team Skrlik will just be throwing center guards for the rest of the end. This one overcurling their current shot stone, but I don't think MacMillan would chase the current shot stone yet.
Yeah, we're going to see the steady stream of guard and peel train here.
Yeah, I like to call this rinse repeat.
I call it shampoo shots.
Well, there you go.
We're in the same boat there.
Yeah.
Here, I wasn't going to say that because I thought it was too corny, but you just set me up for there, buddy. Thanks.
Corny's my middle name.
So this guard attempt is on the way. How's that for depth? Is that a little deeper than they might have liked?
Yeah, certainly Team MacMillan will be able to get rid of both yellows. Even if that back yellow jams in the back 8, it's not a rock that Kayla will be scared of. Big shot for Sarah Daniels. Basically a game winner if it's made perfectly.
So here's Daniels coming right down Broadway. Just going to make the high peel.
Yeah, Team Skrlik got away with that one.
A chance to rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, preferably have this in the 2 guard zone, making the run back basically impossible. That's pretty well perfect. This rock and the next rock is where you might be tempted into chasing shot stone.
Yeah, take a look at it, but I think we're going to see one more peel here.
Yeah.
Nice clean delivery there for Daniels, and the peel is made. Jams on the side, but that's inconsequential.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the end, right now Kayla has a pretty easy half rock slash for the win, and other Kayla Skrlik, can't block it. So she can't guard both shots. As we have another final, Team Michelle Inglot beats Team Danielle Inglis in the B semi 8-5. Which puts Inglot in a B final. Plays the winner of Fujisawa and Laws. at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And drops Team Inglis down to the seaside, where she awaits a winner of a game.
So here's Skrlik with her first. Trying to lay up the guard.
Now it's decision time. For the most part, you probably peel. It's just you peel, you most likely are going to see Kayla Skrlik knows the red in the top 8 foot. So that's why they're not going to peel.
They're going to chase from the intern side.
Yeah. And an old school mindset would just be like, just peel. And then you make the open hit. But that open hit obviously gets a lot harder when you have to stay in the 4 foot. If she makes this, it's basically game winner. And that guard is a really high guard.
Here's MacMillan with her first. Trying to sneak around here. Got to hurry or else you're not going to be sneaky at all. Oh, you wrecked it there.
It's a pretty bad outcome. Now guards your red slash as well. Luckily, that guard's high enough where you could still come around the out-turn side and tap your red to the button for the win. If this guard is made, that's most likely what they are going to play.
I'm going to take a bold take here and say that Kayla is going to win. Where can I bet that?
Yeah, just like the Brad versus Brad.
Skrlik with her last in the 8th.
You're going to want this to
Waiting for
sit.
this to curl. This needs to sit down. Don't want to get too close. They will cover the shot rock.
It's pretty perfect.
And they lie shot stone. And it's going to be this tap up on the outturn side for the win.
I'm a psychic. Yep, needs to tap it to at least half the button. The only other shot would be the run back, but this shot is probably easier in my mind.
I would concur with you there, partner. Take one extra breath and settle on in. Kayla MacMillan and our team from Victoria. Final rock of the 8th. Just needs to tap it up to half button. Just waiting for it to come on over. The weight looks pretty close. Now, is the line good? Gonna try to work it over. It needs to curl over, and it will slide all the way by, and it will be a steal of 1 for the win for Kayla Skrlik. And they will qualify through the A bracket. MacMillan will fall to the B final. 6-5 is the final.